Okay. Before anything, let's have a short recap. We had a girl named Rose whose childhood was filled with different adventures, and as she grew up on her 20th birthday, she went missing. But after 20 more years, she came back and told her story. In her story, in her adulthood, she visited planet and reached her ultimate destination. To know in detail, you can check out the playlist on our channel, Daughter with Special Purpose. This is the final part of Daughter with Special Purpose.
On a new adventure. On a new adventure.
Oh no, I'm on a new planet? I thought I would meet those peapods once again and ask them about the ceremony they did back then. But I think that's not in my destiny. So I further decided to continue on the new planet that I am, and then I discovered a thorny path. Of course, I could not go there, else I would lose my legs brutally. That's why I decided to find new paths. I found another path. On that, there was nothing. It was a plain grassland, and as soon as I stepped upon it, it started running like a treadmill. Like it was going back and I was running forth. And at the end, I lost the hope on this path as well. Then I went on to search for a new path. I came across a third path which was having flowers on it. With happiness that I found a new path, I went ahead and ran over it. But it started burning like lava. I came back and cried in confusion, as there were only three paths in front of me in the whole place. Rest everywhere was covered with burning lava. Two of them I tried and did not yield anything, and the only one which was left was the first one. I did not even try it, fearing from its appearance. I had a way to drop the pearl, but this time I was determined. Therefore, I gathered all of my strength and stepped on that thorny path, thinking that it may even get inside my skin as they looked sharp. But I was shocked by the feeling that as soon as I stepped on it, it was feeling like a rubber. I wondered whether it was only few meters that was rubber. So I threw a stone by coming back on the first place where I started. But amazingly, that throw created a cranking sound, which obviously cannot be done by a stone and a rubber. Nevertheless, I decided to take slow and small step on that thorny path, and no matter where I stepped, it felt like a rubber. When I touched it with my hands, it was as sharp as a pointy steel, but once I slowly kept my feet over it, it was simply a rubber. I was astonished. That path was long, but once I reached there, I encountered another horrible but at the same time mesmerizing thing. There were tons of chair, and on that there were lying tons of clothes, and they were stained in colors, different. One of them came near to me. A mister. No. I think a Miss Cloth. She came near to me. As soon as she came near to me, she asked me, "Oh my, are you here to be on your words? Will you do as you said and promised?" I replied without thinking. What did I said? When did I said? I'm already in shock by seeing all these things and listening it twice. Would you please tell me one of them? A Mr. Cloth, I guess, came and hold the sleeves of Mrs. Cloth and took her back. Said nothing but a single word. No, two words. Follow us. I said, "Why should I follow you?" But they kept on walking ahead, and I had no other option than to follow them. With my closed fist, they took me near a waterfall. It was yellowish red water. They told me to stand under it and take a bath. I denied. I said, "All of you Mr. Clothes need to leave first, then I will think to do so." Half of the clothes left the place instantly, and I didn't know whether the ones who left the place was a Mr. or a Miss Cloth. But I was like, anyways, they are just clothes. One of the clothes came near to me and left consciousness, and the rest of them said, "Wear it or tear it." I decided to wear it. It was stained in yellowish color. It was so because this was the uniqueness of this planet. There were clothes, living clothes, stained in colors. I don't know what's happening. Thereafter, I went under that waterfall. In few moments, the water turned transparent and the clothes I wore became clean. And as soon as I came out of that waterfall and said, "Are you satisfied now?" Without saying anything, all of the clothes jumped in that waterfall, and one by one they turned into fancy clothes. They said thank you and bowed in front of me. They blew the air by dancing together, and I was tried. And even my dress became a fancy and a beautiful dress. I came back in my room thinking of all the places I visited with this pull. I began to connect it with my childhood. Like this only, I had a trio training in my childhood, and now also I had a trio training in my adulthood. It felt like a fully planned stuff. When I was going deep and deep into the secrets of the pearl, suddenly there came a bright yellow shining ray, as if it was a sun ray, near and near. Firstly, it felt like I'm in my garden having a sunbath, but that was not the case. It wasn't a sun ray, it was a different ray. It reached brighteningly towards me, so bright that I can barely keep my eyes open. It lasted for 1 to 2 minutes, that brighteningly sparkling area near me. That ray fastened around me, so bright my surrounding that I left my consciousness for almost half an hour. So I woke up after an hour or so. As I woke up, I was laying on a comfy bed, so comfortable that I didn't want it to wake up, and even slow wind was blowing there. It was an immense pleasure. As I resisted sleep and woke up, I realized I was sleeping on a bed of grass and leaves. I was so mesmerized by the bed that I did not realize someone was coming near to me. Someone came and put its hand on me. I felt a leaf on my shoulder, so I swayed it with my hands. It came back on my shoulder in few seconds and I again swayed it. Then came a sound, and I turned and said, "Oh, is that a new planet? Tell me, what's special here?" The plant, yep, a plant, replied, "You are welcome. We all welcome you, the guardian of the Jiggly planet." I was like, "What are you saying? Let me go for now. I think there's an overdose of all these." I let open my hands, but wait. No. I remember during all this, when the ray was reaching me, I was holding the pearl under my tongue so that I could use my hand. And after that, due to unconsciousness, I swallowed it. Man, how am I supposed to go back now? Then came a voice. Guardian, don't worry. Everything is going as planned by you. I shouted, can you please tell me how I planned it all? And at the same time, I'm unaware about it. I literally did things upside down in those planets, and all they said was, I kept my words, and the planet switched. Like, everything is going so crazy. The plant. Oh, actually, it's not all plants. Its description is like this: a thin body with leafy hands and shrubby legs, thin waist, and a face. The face was of an apple shape, that too of green color. So, our intellectual Mr. Plant told me a story. It is long, long ago, there lived a family on this tricky planet. They controlled everything systematically on this planet, and everyone was living happily. But one day, a plant felt injustice and he revolted and killed the wife of Patriarch, who looked after everything. The death of his wife traumatized him, and he decided to protect his family. He grew a tree with a faith in his heart. He spoke the special words spoken every time before bringing creatures like us to life. Well, we are called Jigglies, so he thought he will make this Jiggly their bodyguard. A pinkish green splash came out from the ground, covered him, and then sprouted a sapling. After a year, when the tree grew up completely, the patriarch one day went there, and it was the time to spell the next special word that will bring that Jiggly to life. But even after speaking that magical word, Jigglify, the tree didn't come to life. So what's next? I said. The Jiggly replied, you became impatient. Well, it's okay, listen now. Then the patriarch cried, "Oh Jiggly, why didn't you came to life?" He put his hand on tree's trunk. He felt the hollowness. He knocked on the trunk and concluded that the tree was hollow. He cut open a small gate on the trunk. As he stepped in the blank cavity, he entered in another dimension. He yelled, "What are you?" To that a reply came, "Child, you sowed the seed of your ancestors. I cannot be converted into the juggly, but I can assure you to give you a boon in exchange of a sacrifice by you." The patriarch replied, "O Lord, what can I sacrifice?" He thought for a long time, entered again the cavity, and spoke. "I've decided. I want the boon to the ultimate protection of my family, and I'm ready to sacrifice the part taking right in any decision of any word. Just don't give any more trauma like the one I got from a wife's death. Please, I beg you. Then came the voice. Granted. Resting from happiness, your family decided to maintain the legacy. Then you were born, the cutest leaf. Oh, sorry, now you're a human. Said I. What? I was once a leaf? Like you? Such an unimaginable thinking as I was immersing in the story, a leaf came and said, "Come on, it's dawn. Now we have plenty of time to bring back her memory. Let's have dinner." Oh yeah, I'm feeling hungry. But wait, what do you eat? The female leaf said, "Oh darling, I have your favorite chocolate flavor sunlight. Full jarred." We enjoyed the sunlight. Yes, we ate sunlight. But my stomach wasn't filled. I gambled in the pocket of my dress and found the piece I ate on the draining of my stomach. I cried the tears of pleasure and I ate and cried more out of emotion from it and slept. The next morning, the mister continued the story. He told me that when I was 15, there was misery everywhere. Some planets suffered lack of emotions, like the planet training of my stomach, and some lost in confusion, like the last one. All impacted our juggly land. You wanted to correct all of these but cannot do so due to the sacrifice made by the patriarch. You went in deep jungles to find that hollow tree again. Months passed by and years passed by, but you could not find it. But one fine day, after 2 years, when you began losing hope, you went in the graveyard where the burials of your deceased family members was there. You sat near them and talked to them. Then, due to scorching heat, you sat near a big tree with few leaves and asked it, "Hey tree, why aren't you a juggly? Why are you the only tree here?" The voice came and said, "Why don't you come inside and ask?" And that very moment, you fall in the hollow trunk. There came a flying flame. He said, "Oh, you're the plan of the patriarch. I know why you came here. You want princess hair, right? I can give it to you." A boy leaf came out of that flame. Cute though. He said, "No sacrifice needed. I can give it for free to you." Boom, boom, granted. And you then had long hairs, but yellow. "I don't like yellow," I said. "Can you come back to the story?" Then story continued. Out of his playful gifts to you, you spoke up. "No, I have figured out in these 2 years what I can sacrifice and for what boon." The boy said, "Listen, I can't. This would be backing off on my own words." "No, it won't be," you said. With confidence, boy asked, "How?" Then took oath and said, "For happiness to prosper, I'm ready to sacrifice my existence and want to be born as a human and reach here again. And this way the historical boon won't be broken." "But what's the boon you want?" the boy asked. Then, like a guardian, you said, "I want a mean which will take me here and help me change the sorrow and convert it into happiness." A tear, like a pearl, dropped from your eyes. And at the same moment, the spiritual soul of the tree spoke. "Granted." And then your tear became a beautiful pearl that you have currently swallowed, right? It's okay. And then you were born as Rose, and this is how you had this journey. Yes, father, yes, mother, this is what happened. It was a short span. There I only spent 5 years, and here went 20 years. This is amazing, but now I'm back. But why you stayed this long there? Asked the mother. Then I told the mother what happened was like this. They all told me I belonged there, and I felt the connection as well. But one day, as I got to know that before I was born on earth, you too, my real mother and father, decided to come on earth, who know that they have to live those void years without me and without the memory of here. That's why all of us had a special existence. But they told me, without that pearl, I cannot come here back. I was broken. I tried every method, but none of them worked. I even pleaded the spiritual tree, but I could never figure out the sacrifice that I could give now. But one rainy day, I was crying in that graveyard. A light, bright enough like the ray that caught me here, came. The ray came out of me, and today I was standing on our backyard, confused and baffled. When I looked on the ground, the broken pearl, its less than half piece was shining, lying there, and it became full as the another half I swallowed appeared in my hand. It again became the complete pearl. I was filled with happiness. Later on recalling my memories, I felt this was the strong will of my soul, that at the first place the pearl broke, and at the second I came back here. Definitely, it's the strong will of our soul that matters. Story by Smiling Core. If you haven't read the first part, this is in PDF form, and you can go check the playlist on my channel. And if you haven't watched the second part in full, there are parts in audiobook in the playlist itself. See you next time with another story.